One of the things I often recommend to authors is, well, you maybe launched on Amazon and maybe you launched exclusively. And so all you had to do was focus on one platform, which is a lot easier because there's so much to do, as you know. So maybe when you launch wide, yeah, of course you're going to launch wide everywhere, but maybe focus on one at a time. Focus on Kobo, focus on Apple, focus on Nook, focus on whatever the platform it is, and try to learn that and understand it and play with it a little bit more, because then you can chunk it up and take your time, not trying to think, okay, now I have to learn the entire rest of the universe instead of learning about one country, and I'm going to learn about another country. Break it down and make it more manageable, and give yourself, I think one of the biggest challenges, you've got to give yourself more than that 90-day period. You got to give yourself an extended amount of time to see traction. It typically takes 9 months or more to get traction, and that's 3 cycles through Kindle Unlimited through the KDP Select program, 3 tours of duty. People expect to see results immediately and are disappointed when it's a long, slow climb. So those are some of the challenges I think that authors can face.
Yeah, I think it's hard because my books didn't do a lot when I first went wide. And I think I don't know if it was about month 5 or 6. Bear in mind, I already had about 3 or 4 books in the series at that point when they really started to take off on Apple. And then everywhere else kind of followed Apple's lead, if you will, because I guess people were talking about the books, and Amazon and wherever else was picking up on it.
Yeah.
And it is hard because we're trained to want that quick win. And we think that if a book didn't sell amazingly on pre-order, then we're a failure and we should never write another word again, right?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I had a book that came out in 2016, and I sold more copies of it in 2020 than I did in the first 4 years that the book was out. So it can happen. They can take a long time. Think about things like was it The Queen's Gambit, the book that was published in the 70s or the early 80s that's suddenly selling more now because of the TV series. So you never know where those sales trends are going to happen.
Yeah, it depends what's happening in the wider world as much as what's happening on the platform and with your books and with your readers and all sorts. It's not as black and white as we would like it to be.
Yeah. It's tough to measure some of those things too.